Let's start today's English grammar lesson. It's about auxiliary verbs. So, I am starting the video now. It may be longer type of video, but the topics is very essential for the students of class 5 to 12. We must know the uses and other rules of auxiliary verbs. So first of all, I'm going to define with examples. So here is written auxiliary verbs, also known as helper verbs or helping verbs. As we know, auxiliary verb, which is also known as helping verbs, or sometimes it's called helper verbs, are minor verbs. Auxiliary verbs are minor verbs that support the sentence's main verb to communicate complex grammar concepts like aspects of time or modality. For example, in this sentence, I have finished the report. This is a sentence. This is a sentence. I have finished the report. In this sentence, the auxiliary verb have supports the main verb finished. This have verb supports the main verb finished. So in this way, the auxiliary verb is that verbs that support the sentence's main verb to communicate complex grammar concepts like aspects of time and modality. Okay, auxiliary verbs can be confusing. In some cases, auxiliary verb can be confusing us. So we explain everything you need to know below. We share examples of common auxiliary verbs and explain when and how to use them. Okay. We also cover modal auxiliary verbs, a special verb of auxiliary that changes the grammatical mood of the verb. Further, while we going to discuss about the other forms of auxiliaries, we'll also discuss about the modal auxiliaries. So first we have to know what is an auxiliary verb as I mentioned above. Auxiliary verbs are a type of verb that takes a supportive role in a sentence. Second, the main verb. That auxiliary verbs are dead verbs that have supportive verb in a sentence and also subject to the main verb. They are used mainly to create complex grammatical tenses like the perfect and continuous tenses. As we know, in case of perfect tense and continuous tense formation, we have subject plus have, has, had plus V3. Or in continuous tense, we have subject plus be verb that is am, is, are, was, were. We show different aspects of time or how long an action takes place. In simple present, we have no auxiliary verbs. You have to know, in simple present, we have no auxiliary verb. But you may confused about this. In some cases, the auxiliary verb or be verb can be used as the main verb. So I'm saying you the auxiliary verb can be confused. You when in simple present tense we have the auxiliary form of verb after the subject, then you have to know this verb is not an auxiliary verb. This is used as a main verb in this sentence. For example, I go to the zoo. Here, I is subject, go is the main verb. To the zoo is the prepositional phrase. The here is no auxiliary verb we have. But when we write a sentence like this, I am Roman. I am Roman. In this case, am is main verb, not auxiliary verb. Am is main verb, not auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb is also used in present continuous tense. For example, I am going to the zoo. In this case, am is a supportive verb for this sentence and a supportive verb to the main verb go. In future perfect tense, we use auxiliary verb as like. To understand this, we must see this example. In September, I will have been going to the zoo for a year. Yeah, we have lot of auxiliaries. Here, will is also auxiliary verb. Have is also an auxiliary verb. And been is also other form of auxiliary verb. Okay, we cover a complete list of which tenses use auxiliary verbs below. Not all tenses used auxiliary verbs. Like simple tense, simple present tense, and simple past tense. In simple present tense and simple past tense, there is no use of auxiliary verbs. Aside from tense and aspect of time, auxiliary verbs are also necessary for showing voice, active voice and passive voice, and are useful for adding special emphasis, such as through take questions. As you know, auxiliary verb is also used in while we make take question, while we form take question from a sentence. Here is a sentence, you like the book. Here the take part, don't you? Here we use auxiliary verb do. Okay. Here the main sentence will be I do like the book. This assertive sentence, when we transform into a take question, then it will transfer like this. You like the book, comma, don't you? About take question we will discuss in another video. So let's continue about auxiliary verbs. The three main auxiliary verbs are be, do, and have. Three main auxiliary verbs are be, do, and have. Be can be used in five different forms. Be is used as am, is, are, was, were. And do is used as three types, do, does, and did. And have is used as three types, have two types, have and had. However, all three of these can also be used separately as action verbs. As I said earlier, these auxiliary verbs can be used as action verbs or main verb. When you see one of these verbs, look for a second verb to determine if it's being used as an action verb or an auxiliary verb. Action verb here, I did my homework already. Here, did is not auxiliary but an action verb or main verb. Here, and in next sentence, I did not want to go to home. Here, main verb is want and the auxiliary verb is did. So here, did is auxiliary verb and main verb is want. Again, auxiliaries can be used as action verb. I have a selfie with Neil deGrasse Tyson. Here, have is an auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb, I have waited a long time for this here. Waited is the main form in the present perfect and have is auxiliary verb. Besides the three auxiliary verbs, there is also a special type of auxiliary verb that respects grammatical mode. Besides be, do, and have as an auxiliary verb, we have some special type of auxiliary verbs that affects grammatical mood. These are called modal auxiliary verbs. That as that kind of auxiliary verbs affect grammatical mood, so it is called as modal auxiliary verbs, and they behave a little differently than the other auxiliary verbs. Then what are modal auxiliary verbs? Modal auxiliary verbs or simply modal verbs change the grammatical mood of a sentence. That means you can use modal verbs to express different meanings of the main verb. Modal verbs are used to show the different meanings of the main verb used in the sentence, such as showing possibility, possibility. Then the sentence like this, it might rain. Here, might is a modal auxiliary or modal verbs. Ability, in case of express ability, we use can. For example, it can rain. Necessity, to express necessity, the sentence like this, we used must. For example, it must rain. Or while it express the suggestion, then we use should in simple cases. For example, it should rain. Moreover, the modal verb will necessarily to express all future sentences. It will rain. Okay. So we know little about auxiliary verbs. The video will getting longer, so I want to make it part. So this is the first part of this video, and the next part will be another. Okay. When using modal verbs, the main verb often takes either the participle form, it may be your past participle or present perfect participle depending on the uses, or the infinitive form, without to known as the bare infinitive. Modal auxiliaries can be used as past participle or present participle, depending on its uses, or it may be used as infinitive form, or it may be bare infinitive. In the examples below, notice how the main verb loses its conjugation while using modal verbs. The S at the end when used with an auxiliary verb. Zogan cases backwards. This is the sentence in simple present tense. When we rewrite this sentence using modal verbs or modal auxiliaries, then we can rewrite this as Zorgan can case backwards. So in this way, we can interchange the simple present tense sentence into this like this using modal auxiliary verbs. One of the main difference between modal auxiliary verbs and the other auxiliary verbs is that modal verbs do not get conjugated any person. Modal verbs, when we use, do not get conjugated. Like using s or es at the end of the verb. In case of modal verb, we cannot use or add s or es at the end on the basis of the tenses or person. For example, the modal verb may stays the same no matter of what the subject is, unlike other auxiliary verbs like have. I may delete this letter. She may delete. She also. She. In case of the person third person singular number she, the modal auxiliary also use as like as the first sentence. May, not mays. Okay. I have deleted this already. I have deleted this already. She has deleted this already. In these are the sentence where I clarify you In case of auxiliary model auxiliary verbs or modal verbs, on the basis of persons and tenses, its spellings will be the same. We need not to add s or es as in case of other main verbs we have used. However, the modal verbs can and will both change for the first tense, can becomes could and will becomes would when discussing the future relative to the past. If the future sequence is discussed relative to the past, then the model can be changed to first form, as like can becomes to could, will becomes to would, shall becomes to should, may becomes to might. Okay, as you uh, know this, you must got it in the formation of verb or there whichever we call to verb list of verbs. Here is a sentence: when I was a kid, I could do summers without grazing Tracy. The next sentence: I didn't know when we meet that she would become my wife. You can read the main articles on the modal verbs like above for more details information how to use them, including their constructions in the different sentences. Okay, so other for another part of this discussion, you must search for the another vision video in my channel. You have to search this auxiliary verb part 2. Okay, so I am making conclusion of the first part of this video. So I hope you understand all better. Please comment. Please do subscribe my channel if you think the video will be helpful for you and other also, and share to your another friends or whoever students in your surrounding. Okay, thank you.